Hello everyone, I'm Blair. Today is the first day of the Guangye exhibition. The hall behind me right now is the core area that the major tech buyers are most interested in at this year's Guangye exhibition. Hall 4.2, the chip packaging hall. In a bit, we'll also head over to Hall 2.2, the driver power supply hall. Here at these two halls, you'll find nearly all of the world's top semiconductor and power giants gathered together. Professional buyers are weaving through these two halls, technical spec sheets in hand. And the biggest highlight of this hall is the technological sovereignty of upstream microcomponents for LEDs. Many overseas buyers present are able to get the most crucial information here. What they're after are the performance and lifespan curves of the light emitters and driver chips under extreme loads. If you still can't understand the physical parameters in these two halls, then every batch of lighting fixtures you purchase is basically a ticking time bomb hidden in your contract. At this point, a lot of overseas buyers are asking, how can I find my buyer's guide and insider market information in such a densely packed exhibition hall? Blair says China's upstream supply chain is harsh. Low-end industrial power supplies use standard 85-degree capacitors, or even recycled chips from old boards, known as downgraded chips. These components fail within a year in 45-degree engineering environments. But the real high-end OEM standard requires capacitors to withstand temperatures up to 105 degrees Celsius, like those from the NCC brand, and they must also have surge protection of over 6,000 volts. In this sector, there's a big difference between domestic and international supply chains. For example, foreign giants usually focus on building ecosystem barriers through proprietary control protocols, which makes their products extremely expensive. On the other hand, the Chinese supply chain has an overwhelming advantage when it comes to hardware efficiency and ultra-thin design iterations. However, strict self-inspection is required to ensure that the current ripple is less than 5%. These technical parameters are all key factors to consider when choosing capacitors. So, what are consumers' preferences and what are the core technical indicators? Currently, commercial buildings have a strong preference for healthy lighting and generally require zero high-frequency flicker to protect human eye health. If you want to achieve this, you have to use an oscilloscope to strictly monitor three key metrics. The first is that the full load current ripple coefficient of the driver power supply must be less than or equal to 1.5%. The second is that the thermal resistance of the LED chip must be reduced to below 0.28 degrees Celsius per watt under CSP, which is our chip scale packaging process. The third is that it must have a wide voltage adaptive range. The discouraging factors of our key components are generally based on the extreme testing of those components. I've already tested the key components from 35 power transistor companies and compiled a whitelist of those that passed safety and ripple stress tests. Reply tech in the comments to get this list of technicals. I'm Blair, and at the Guangye exhibition, I'll help you quickly connect with top quality supply chain teams. Hello! If you're coming to the Guangye exhibition to buy LED drivers, don't just look at the price. A lot of products might seem super cheap, but later on, they could turn into ticking time bombs hidden in your orders. So today, right here at Hall 2.2, among the driver and L-type lighting booths, Blair is going to give you 3 McKinsey-level killer questions to help you weed out 90% of the lousy suppliers in just 5 minutes. First, ask them for the BOM of the driver. Specifically, check if the electrolytic capacitor is an NCC brand rated at 105 degrees Celsius. If they can't answer that, you can just walk away. Second, ask them for the chip's D rating data at 85 degrees Celsius. If they don't have a thermal simulation report, don't even consider that supplier. Third, that you can use your phone on the spot to check the UL and 2UV certificates. See if the certificate holder, the seller, and the factory are actually the same company. Now, everyone knows that raw material prices are skyrocketing, especially since the price of copper has already broken $10,000 per ton. Many suppliers in the supply chain are secretly downgrading their materials, but truly reliable and quality copper manufacturers aren't afraid of you asking about these details. Reply with tech, and Blair will send you the whitelist of core upstream component suppliers from the 2026 Guangzhou Lighting Fair. As an overseas buyer, are you still happy about saving $2 on a power driver? Well, today at the Guangzhou Lighting Fair, Blair is here to tell you that this might be the biggest purchasing mistake you'll make this year. Why is that? Because as everyone knows, due to political and geopolitical reasons, the prices of upstream materials like copper, silicon wafers, rare earths, and phosphor powder have all started to skyrocket, and we're also facing material shortages. So, some low-end suppliers will secretly and drastically downgrade the quality of their products just to keep their factories afloat. For example, they might secretly swap out 85 degrees Celsius capacitors for regular ones, use recycled materials for gold wires, or use downgraded chips. As a result, the finished product's current ripple exceeds 5%, and the LEDs experience severe light decay within just a few months. When this ends up in the hands of us buyers, it means project failures and compensation claims worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. But truly high-end factories with quality and integrity insist that their drivers must have a current ripple below 1.5%, use CSP packaging, and provide complete thermal resistance data. This is the core competitive edge that allows these top factories and supply chains to survive in the fiercely competitive environment of 2026. So, for Chinese manufacturing factories, true technological sovereignty is what determines whether you can survive this round of industry reshuffling. At this year's Guangzhou International Lighting Exhibition, Blair tested the key components of 35 factories in holds 2.2 and 4.2, but only a handful of them actually met the standards. If you're interested, type in the comments and I'll send you this high-quality industry whitelist of factories. Follow Blair for the latest updates from trade shows and industry trends.